So hey guys, I just want to make a video in regards to some of the rumours going around that Xbox are looking to drop Undead Labs and as a result of that potentially cancel State of Decay 3. My quick answer for you, if you don't want to watch the whole video, is I don't think they will do that, and if they do that, then I don't think that will then still be the end of State of Decay 3. So my first reason for that is that it's a proven game that makes profit, and what I mean by that is if we look at State of Decay 2, it's been played by over 5 million players. You know, that's a lot of money. That's a proven success. And we're going to actually get on to looking at some of the other games potentially, or developers, sorry, potentially on the chopping block, and they don't nearly have as solid of a reputation as Undead Labs does. So yeah, that's basically, you know, it's proven that the game sells. People are interested in it. You know, we look at, what was that bullshit zombie game called that didn't even exist and they had to rush it? What was it again? I can't remember what it was, but you know what I mean. It was basically the one where it had all like the Unreal Engine 5 graphics and everything, and it all looked up. Days Gone, that's it. It's called Days Gone, and they had this amazing looking zombie game turn out to be complete absolute bullshit. It literally rose to the #1 wish listed game on Steam, and essentially it was all fake. However, from State of Decay, you know, we've seen the gameplay. We know it's not fake. Like, there's actually a game here, and it looks relatively polished for the fact that it's just in alpha. Like, this game is playable. And yeah, there are a couple glitches here and there. There's quite a few, like, animations that aren't really polished, but the actual mechanics are there, and they work, and you can play it and have fun. Again, a lot of these people, like Brian Menard, has said that he doesn't like doing State of Decay 2 videos now. Not because he doesn't like State of Decay 2, but because he likes State of Decay 3 so much, despite it not even being finished or having any pre-release updates to improve it. And even in that kind of raw state, he still prefers it to State of Decay 2, even though he likes State of Decay 2 that much. So again, it doesn't make sense. We have a proven games that make a profit. So why would it... The whole point of getting rid of some of these studios is because they're not happy with the amount of money coming in. They want to reduce their outgoings. To reduce your outgoings, it doesn't make it worth it to do that, to then reduce your incomings, if you know what I mean. So, you know, it's like me going, I'm going to quit my job because I'm spending too much money on petrol, and then I quit my job and then I have no money coming in. It's like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense at all. So to have a game that's that successful, that even when they're an indie developer, sold over 5 million copies to different gamers. You know, even they're an indie developer, they did that. So to have a game that's this far along, you've invested so much time in it, and then to pull the plug on it, it doesn't make any sense at all when it's proven that the lesser version has sold extremely well. And again, with Days Gone, this obviously the trailers of Days Gone aren't comparable to this, because the trailers were all CGI bullshit. You can't make a game where you have these ultra smooth turns that you're reacting in real time to, because that would just be a shit game to play. You know, if you were aiming, 5 seconds later your character would complete the aiming action. You know, it looks great for a trailer, it'd be shit to play. But if a game like Days Gone can get to the top of Steam's wish list, that proves to Xbox, to PS, to absolutely everybody that people want that game, right? There's a need for that game. People want something where you can build in the world, you can do it with your friends and everybody else and make a world together. You can loot and craft things and modify your guns. And again, that's what State of Decay 3 is offering. Now, of course, it's not in the scope of the day before because that game was just a scam. But people want that, and if there's a lesser version that's actually real, dude, people go crazy for that. And I've already seen so many videos like, what's going on? Why is this being cancelled? There's no warning signs. There's no kind of like, oh god, you know, I'm really worried this game isn't going to perform. It's looking a little bit janky here and there. It's like, for where it is, it's looking absolutely fantastic. Like, it's looking really, really well. Also, it's a proven studio. So I mean, State of Decay. So how many updates did State of Decay 2 have? Oh my god. Just give me a number, man. Come on. Update 38? Yeah. So 38 updates State of Decay 2 had. Like 38. And the reason why we'll get on to why I'm having a look at, you know, it's a proven studio that can make games / support them. We'll have a look as to why that's going to be relevant later on when we get to sort of like some of the worst case scenarios. But I mean, yeah, they've constantly updated State of Decay 2. And yes, they did have some paid DLC things, which is fine, by the way. But a lot of it was largely free. Like, the main one I can think of was, I think it was the Heart Attack update, where you had plague hearts, and then when you aggroed them, they would send zombies to siege your base, which is such a cool thing. Like, and that totally transformed the game. That made it so now the plague was coming to your doorstep. And obviously now with State of Decay 3 announcing what they're doing with nests, we can see that directly translate, and we can see that they probably had plans to turn that into something bigger, but either they couldn't do it on the engine, or they already had it in their mind, like, it's actually working out pretty good now we've tested it in State of Decay 2. Let's have a look to put that in our new game. And yeah, just the fact that they constantly update things means that it will be ongoing support, and this will be a game that people don't just play for an hour and then go, meh, and then refund it. This will be a game that people buy and they play and they play and they play and they play. And they keep playing, and when they keep coming back, there's something different, there's something new to explore, there's a new map, there's a new car, there's a new load of guns, there's some new missions, like it's all this new stuff coming in. So it's like, when you close the game down, you know, if you open it 2 months later, there's probably something new in there, like it's really, really cool. Also, the game is close to ready, like, the gameplay, like, it's polished, like, it's loosely polished, right? Like, for an alpha, it's very, very polished. Like, there's no game-breaking janks that I can see that's shown on the video anyway, because I'm not part of the test. I can just see here. Of course, look, there's some textures missing. Like, stuff does look kind of soft at points, but it's like, it's an alpha. And, you know, you look at what's going on here. When he moves the character, it's moving. When he shoots, the hits are registering. You know, when he gets in the cars they're driving, they're not, you know, flying up in the air and floating and shifting through the ground and all of this stuff. Like, it looks just like it works. And for an alpha, that's what you need. Like, sorry, for a beta, that's what you need. This is an alpha. Like, you don't even need that in an alpha. Like, if they're, for example, if that zombie, like, just, I don't know, like, floated up in the air, I'd be like, yeah, it's an alpha, so what? I'm not worried. But, like, this runs like it would do a far along beta, and that's so good to see. But with the game being as it is, and in the, not the ready state that it is, but the close to ready state that it is, it would be so stupid to leave it, invest into it as Xbox, and seeing it get better and better and better and better. And then just as we're starting to move from alpha to beta, go, well, now we're actually going to cut all your jobs. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand that. And I don't know why Xbox would do it. So the other thing I think is that Xbox is downsizing to meet a quota. And so in the article here, it basically mentions Xbox is reportedly considering closing State of Decay developer Undead Labs. It also mentions some other ones. So what I believe, so should Microsoft fail to find buyers for these studios, according to the report, hundreds of jobs could be lost. There's 110 jobs for Undead Labs, 100 jobs for Double Fine, and 90 jobs for Compulsion. Oh, there we go. And 135 for Ninja Theory. So I think that's just saying that that's the people that work there. Because I had a look. How many people work at Undead Labs? So yeah, like 119 employees, roughly, right? So 110 is probably more 110. I doubt they would remove you know, like 98% of all the employees there and keep like 2 around to like what, like just clean the office? I don't think so. Basically, that's just saying, I think all this article is going off of is how many people work for these studios. So saying, oh, they could close Undead Labs, which would mean getting rid of 110 jobs. But if they have a quota to meet, which I think may be the case because they want to get their outgoings down a bit, it sounds more like to me that they're looking at between these studios. So between Undead Labs, Double Fine, Compulsion, and Ninja Theory, and they're going, we need to remove some jobs between these studios. So it could be that they all take a hit, but they all continue. But what I wanted to say is, again, no hate to these studios, like, no hate to them at all. Compulsion Games, they're the people that released, what's it called, Happy Land or whatever it is? What is it? What's it called? We Happy Few. As far as I was aware, I heard some stuff about the game. I didn't hear very good things about it, because it was like I think it was a Kickstarter game, I think, but I didn't hear... When it released, I know there was a bit of controversy, because it wasn't as it was expected. It was a cool theory, but it wasn't as it was expected. That's what I know about Compulsion Games. Again, no hate to the studios at all. I'm not trying to bash them or anything. Iron Bridge... I personally don't recognise any of their games apart from Iron Brigade. I feel like I've seen it before, and it looks like that game did all right, 9 out of 10. But it looks like it's quite a small game. But yeah, I mean, look, yeah, it does all right, Iron Brigade, but it looks like it's more of sort of like a small game. So for a small game, it was great, but you know, between these, you know, Compulsion Games and Iron Brigade, or Double Fine video games, yeah. Between them two, you know, Undead Labs to me makes bigger and better games to them, in my opinion. Like Compulsion Games had a bit of controversy with their We Happy Few. And with the other one, I'm not noticing any games that I go, oh no, I know that one. Like, that was a really good game. Like, these look like really kind of like small little games. Again, no hate to them at all. I'm just making a comparison. So if it's a choice between any of these, I don't know why they would go for Undead Labs when they're a larger, more competent studio. Yeah, I personally don't know myself. And basically, yeah, so why would you end the game? So you've got a game studio that with their last game sold to more than, I think it was more than 5 million, it said. So they proved that they can sell a game. They proved they can keep a game updated. And they've also proved that they can make come along quite far with this alpha gameplay that we've seen. So it doesn't make any sense to get rid of them. Basically saying, we have a studio that made a really good game, it sold really well, they're now making another one, the other one's really far along, it's got a lot of engagement, I think State of Decay has wished it on Steam quite a few times. I think I heard somewhere it's within the top 10. So then why would you end a game like that? Like, and again, I'm just making this video because to me it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm seeing so much of this stuff online about, reportedly closing them. So all of these articles, and I don't know if it's because panic equals clicks, which I think it may be. And I don't know how good, not how good, but how authentic the rumour is. Again, it says about rumoured State of Decay 3 cancellation. Like, none of them say it's going to be cancelled or anything. It's all rumours. Like, and I don't know how true they are. I don't know if Xbox just said, hey, we want to downsize. We're looking at some, just some random developers, like, and then someone just went, oh, it could be Undead Labs. And then all of a sudden these people started writing. Like, I don't get that. I don't know. But it just doesn't make any sense to me. So worst case scenario. So Undead Labs can just go indie. If they were to go back to an indie developer, obviously they would have a lot less funding. They would probably then need to put forward their pre-sales and include some DLCs just to bump up the price a little bit, which I think most people would be fine with. You know, if they want to sell this game for about £40 and they instead bumped it up to 50, and I don't know, you got some extra cosmetics, you got some extra guns, you maybe got a cool vehicle skin, then fair enough. Honestly, I think most people would buy into that. I certainly would. I'm definitely going to be a State of Decay 3 customer, 100%. I love State of Decay 2. So yeah, go indie, and basically these two kind of coincide with each other. So go indie, and then also release it early access to make up that extra money you need to really polish it. And again, if you go, you can either sell it early and go, we're still making the game, or pre-purchase. You can either do a pre-purchase where you can go, look, this is going to be a little bit earlier than other games. We need some money to basically keep the game getting worked on. We need to keep paying staff. We need to keep doing all of that stuff, and that'd be fine because again, there's a saying called, you sleep in the bed you make. Undead Labs have made a pretty good bed for themselves. They've updated their games. State of Decay 2 released with quite a lot of jank. It's now a very good game to play. There's not a lot of glitches that happen in that game now. They've really, really, really refined it over the years, and it's turned out to be a very good game. So yeah, again, they've done themselves a lot of favours there. And then they can also get sold as well. Like, they can get sold to somebody else and just continue making State of Decay 3. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Xbox. Of course, the downside to that is that they may be sold to somebody who tries to get involved in it and tries to go, oh, you should do this, do that, do this, do that. We want that in there and not that. Take that out. That could obviously be a bit of an issue. But I mean, if they just get sold to somebody like an investor, which they probably will do if they are put up for sale, who just wants to make some money off of it. I mean, they can see, like, people like this game. People like the studio making it. Like, it's quite a safe bet. Like, it's a pretty safe bet. And obviously where State of Decay or Undead Labs have put so much time and effort and money into this project, along with Xbox, obviously they're pretty desperate just to get it past the finish line to really make sure that they deliver on this game. Those investors can probably get it for a pretty good price if they press them for it. So if I was an investor, which I'm not, but if I was an investor, I'd be looking at it, drooling at the mouth or some shit like that. But yeah, to summarise it up, I personally don't think it's going to be cancelled for all of these reasons. It doesn't make any sense when you have a game that the second, less ambitious variant of it sold very, very well and had a very wide audience. The third iteration of it, which is currently being worked on and the one at risk of cancellation, is generating a lot of hype and has been wishlisted a shit ton of times on Steam. The studio that makes it are proven to be very capable, and they made one, they made two, they can make three. We can already see. Again, they've been very transparent as well. Transparency is another good point I'd like to add to that. They've been very transparent with showing us gameplay, and even some of the things, the unfinished animations, like, they've been fine with showing us that because they've planned for it. They know that they have plenty of time to iron this stuff out with the right backing. And, when you have something that's all of those things, it's a no-brainer to keep it going. But it goes back to that thing of how serious are the rumours? And if they're serious, how far along the line of Chinese whispers have we gotten? Are we still sort of at the end of truth, or are we kind of halfway down the line where it's nothing like what was said? Was it said by somebody that's relatively high up but isn't really the shot caller? Or was it said by the person at the very, very top? There's so much that I don't know. The fact that... One thing that does worry me, I guess, is the fact that Undead Labs haven't come out with a statement saying, actually, no, we haven't received anything from Xbox saying, you're at risk of being shut down. That kind of worries me a bit, because with the amount of hype for this game, but also the amount of concern I've seen over this, surely after you've invested so much, you would want to then, ensure your player base, stick with us, this is coming out. I don't know where these rumours are coming from. But the fact that they haven't done that makes me kind of worried, to be honest. And that's basically the reason why, nobody really knows what's going on. I don't really think Xbox knows what's going on. I think Blade, the Marvel the Marvel game that they were going to bring out, is a risk of getting cancelled as well. There's a lot of things. I mean, here's the thing. Xbox can't go around. Like I said in my scenario, I can't just not go to work because, fuel's expensive. Because I'll be worse off if I did that. Yes, I'm still spending money, but I'll be worse off because I wouldn't be bringing in money. And it's like, this is the same with Xbox. It's like they can downsize and save as much money as they want and, live under a fucking bridge and never turn the lights on, and they can live like a hermit and reduce their outgoings, but it's like you've got nothing coming in. You can't cancel all of your big games because they cost money to make. It's like you will make no money then. I've seen a lot of people pissed off at Xbox as well, going, I'm never going to buy an Xbox again. And honestly, I can say this, and this is an interesting point actually. With State of Decay 3 coming to PlayStation, I wonder, and I really do wonder, and this would be a big W for PlayStation, will PlayStation then buy Undead Labs and then go, right, we're just going to make it a PlayStation exclusive? I think that would be funny. I think that would be a real middle finger to Xbox, because this is one of the main, well, it's not now, but it was one of the main Xbox exclusives. And yeah, I think that would be kind of funny if PS did that. I guess they could. They could do that. They know, PlayStation must know this is a big game for Xbox. And I saw a lot of people going, when they announced that it's going to be multi-platform, I saw a lot of people going, well, Xbox, how are you going to, bring your players in? Because I think there's more PS users than there are Xbox. A lot more. And this was a real Xbox exclusive. This was something that when you bought a PS, just before you gave your card to the cashier, you kind of go, yeah, fuck, I can't play that State of Decay though, But now it's like, yeah, you can have it on whatever console. But I was wondering, if PlayStation would do that. And if they would do that, they would be respected, because they'd still be bringing it out and giving it to the people. And I think Xbox would lose a lot of sales if they did that. So yeah, that's basically my video, my take on it, I guess. Like I say, I personally don't think it will be cancelled. And if it is cancelled, I don't even know what to say to that. That would be the most stupidest decision I think has ever gone down in at Xbox. I think that would be so dumb. But yeah, I personally don't think State of Decay is in any logical danger. It could be in danger from Xbox because they've done some fucking stupid things in the past, but I don't think it's in any logical danger. No one looking at this, like an accountant or someone like that would go, oh my god, how is State of Decay 3 going to pay for itself? Nobody would do that. Absolutely nobody, because there's no danger there. It has an obvious target market for it. But yeah, like I said, personally, I don't think it's going to be shut down. I've seen a lot of videos saying that it will. I think Undead Labs really do sort of need to get on it once they have something that's even just relatively confident from Xbox, and just say, look, we're not getting shut down. We've been told this by Xbox. Don't worry, guys. But they need to come out and say it clear and definite and quickly as well, because I know people are starting to be like, well, I'm not going to go along with the hype for it if I can't play it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, let me know your comments below, because I really hope this doesn't get cancelled. This has been the main game, fuck GTA 6, I can live without that shit, you know what I mean? I want State of Decay 3, I want State of Decay 3, it's been the main game that I've been hyped for, and like I said, as soon as it's for pre-order, I'll pre-order it, I'll get the card out, and I'll pay for it, literally. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, let me know what you feel in the comments, and yeah, thank you. Bye.